Yes. With all that being said, let's talk about some Lucha Underground. 24-ish minutes. That's more of a mental note than anything.
Shout out to the opening camera shot looking. No,
Right.
they,
So, what I'll say about this week's episode of Lucha Underground is it was half good. I'm one of these guys. Like, you have to remember, I grew up on WCW TV matches. 5 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 8 minutes. That's what my time frame is for a TV match. I don't want the minute you go over like 8 minutes and 14 seconds is the minute I'm picking up the clicker. I don't actually know why it's called the clicker because I've always just had digital remotes, but apparently there was a time when it was like a button you actually click. But I digress. With TV wrestling matches, I want shorter, story-driven things. Like guy wins in 3 minutes because he, hit the dude from behind with a shoulder block when he was walking out. It hurt his knee, and then he just worked the knee for 3 minutes and got the easy win. Not a squash because the guy got jumped, but also I don't have to sit through 14 minutes of this goddamn shit. I'm trying not to swear, and I'm swearing more than ever right now.
wait a minute. You don't want almost 15 minutes of Chavito Guerrero?
What? No. What? Of course I do. Who would imply otherwise? And you gotta love it. You have Phoenix, you have Pentagon, Sexy Star. Granted, she's a dynamite cunt, but also, but also she's a hell of a worker. And somebody else was out there, wasn't there? Because did Chavo come out with Pentagon?
Yeah, Chavo came out with Pentagon and Finch came out with Sexy Star. Yeah.
I thought there was a fifth person, but you have those three there, and you're going with Chavo. Ooh, Chavo! That's the most famous thing that he's ever done. Was have a theme music that had some chick being paid money to actually pretend to be into him.
Oh
I
man.
don't think he has any kids either. He may have. But in the off chance he doesn't, I'm pretty sure it's mostly because no woman wanted to be with him. I'm just saying what we're all thinking. So this was the week. This is episode 7. This is the week where the ladder match, the winner gets the 100K. Because this is the worst storyline, I think, in wrestling history. Who wants to win the briefcase with the fake money that doesn't actually exist? Me? No. We open up, though, with a match, I think. I skipped the match.
Yes, the Hunter.
Yes, King Cuerno versus Superfly. And if you're wondering, was King Cuerno going to win? You wouldn't be wrong. This dude lost more times than the French in World War II. He didn't lose this week that I remember. I'm pretty sure he beat Superfly. I watched it yesterday, and I
Yes,
can't remember the exact details.
That's a hell of a time with harder prey, but flies he can kill easily.
He's the snake in my basement.
Dragons, on the other hand, a little bit more harder.
So they're really trying to salvage King Cuerno, and you can tell. You can tell someone was like, ugh, we fucked up. Drago was out there for a hot minute, if I remember correctly, just kind of sitting there slurping his tongue out.
Yeah, that's it.
To be fair, if I had that prosthetic on, I'd be doing the same thing. I'm pretty sure I did have one of those, for a Halloween costume. I'm pretty sure I did have that problem where I just couldn't stop going, yeah. So, I get it. It's fun. Drago, tits. You're the tits, Drago. You're the tits. And Drago he's one of those wrestlers that always pisses me off. And you're never going to guess why. So I'll just tell you. He comes down in this great fucking outfit. Big old mask, big old legs, big old fucking thing of jigs and bit bops and woos and whatnot. And I'm like, why can't I be a wrestler dressed like that? And granted, I wish he would wrestle with his shoulder pads on, but I get why. That was probably shift a lot. But then, you look at, someone like, I don't know, Seth Rollins. He comes down with his big coat, and he's got this, grandiose look to him, and then he, dresses down, he's just wearing pants. It's like, Jesus Christ, man. You look so boring. Say what you will about the mid-90s WWE, but all their wrestlers had unique ring attires, at least. That was at least something. And Drago has raised my expectations for everyone else in wrestling to look dope in the ring.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think that's ultimately the best and worst thing about his character in the thing because once he gets in the ring, it almost tones down
Mm-hmm.
because he doesn't have that dynamic of a Phoenix who you think like, oh, it's just another man's luchador with some nice tats or whatever, and then he gets in the ring, you're like, okay, this is different. I with Drago, like to me, he can't really compete with a guy like Quino because his arsenal just doesn't doesn't hit hard enough. Like his Dragon Lair finisher pin combination looks cool, but there's nothing. It's not really impactful, and you kind of got to go through a lot to really stick it. And he doesn't really have anything else that's really that one hitch move or something like that. So to me, you got somebody like Cuerno who eventually developed like Thriller to Kill and Thriller to Hunt, two different finishers, and he got that arrow from the depths of hell, which was probably the best looking dive I had seen in years. And an array of other moves, because obviously we see what he's doing in NXT now as Phantasmo. And I just don't think he can compete. I think the gimmick kind of overshadows the performer. But I appreciate how much he has to put into that gimmick because between the tongue thing, that mask, like you said, if he wrestled in that attire, it looks uncomfortable, but he makes it work.
Mm-hmm.
If he had the dynamic type of skill set and athleticism of a Phoenix, that would have took that whole dragon thing to the next level.
It should be pointed out, Marcus, just so we're being fair. Drago was 41, give or take, when this aired. He's 46 now.
Mm.
So he's not exactly a pup. I don't think King Cuerno is that old. El Phantasmo, whatever. He's 37, so
Yeah,
Cuerno's about a decade younger. So that may be why his
yeah,
offense doesn't hit anymore. He could also just not be that dynamic. But I think he's one of those guys, excuse me, where if he was in WCW or if we were in an era where international wrestling wasn't so readily available, I think he would stand out a lot more. Excuse me. By the by, did you hear that the former Mystico Sin Cara Mysticis is back to being Mystico?
no. And I always rely on you to keep me abreast with the Mysticos, the who else am I thinking about from AAA? The
Tejanos?
not the Tejanos. What's the moniker of the it's not Psycho Clown. It's the
Murder Clown?
I think you got me up on the clown family of it all. Who did you say? We always bring it up in AAA that got that one moniker. It's not the it's not the what you call it from New Japan.
Oh,
what
the
am I-
Exoticos.
yeah, the Exoticos and the
Pimpinellis.
Tiger Mask in New Japan. That'll be the Tiger Mask in New Japan. I forgot what it is in AAA, but yeah, it's always
Well, there's the Mysterios. There's the Demons. There's the who else is there? There's the Aguayos. There's a whole shitload. The Parkas, I think is who you're thinking of.
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. The Parkers, yeah.
Because there's L.A. Park. There was La Parka. Now,
Hmm.
L.A. Park was La Parka, but after he left the company, he changed his name to L.A. Park, and La Parka became a brand new wrestler. So the second La Parka ended up passing away 2 or 3 years ago. Um, L.A. Park is still around, the guy from WCW. His son's El Hijo de L.A. Park and L.A. Park Jr.
That
Same
whole
name, different name, but whatever.
holy hell, it's wrestling's version of DC.
Essentially. There's Supermen and no, it's actually Marvel's version of X-Men because you get all these characters, but then you have one named X-Man. Really? Somebody had to
With
take
the
the
all,
name, I guess.
with all the bat stuff, and the black guy gets named after one of his vehicles. God.
You're Insidious, and you're Gigantor, and you're Dodge Thunderbird. And he's the only black dude just looking around like, really? Really? They did him dirty. So anyway, do you think Spike was a good character in X-Men Evolution?
Eventually, because once he got out from being Aurora,
Or
uh,
I don't even ask me to do that.
yeah, shout out to Kelsey Grammer. I get that from Kelsey Grammer from the original trilogy. Um,
Ugh.
interesting beast he was.
I liked
But
one of those movies. Let me be clear.
was it the second one?
It's
Because
the
I know it
third.
wasn't the third. Oh wow, okay.
No, it's the first one.
Oh,
I,
yeah, hey Logan.
yeah.
Like,
How
I
do,
don't know you.
how do I know
I
it's
know,
you?
yeah,
You're a
you're
dick. All right.
Oh, man, in close, we always talk about that clip where they had Spider-Man in the blue.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wrong movie. Sorry, guys. Just the way
Ah,
James Marsden reacted is just it. Mwah.
that film, but it's really it doesn't get the credit. That really was a hell of a swing they took. I get it with the suits and all that, but that was the start of them trying to make that stuff work. And Famke Jensen was like, nah. But
Was never into her. I never liked her as Jean. But
hmm,
then again, you have to understand my first. I don't want to say crush on a cartoon character because I've never had one. But like when I saw Jean, I was like, she was a real person. And I'm like, that show came out in 90, 91. I was 5.
that's funny. I felt that way about Rogue with that accent, and that long hair. I was man. I wanted to be Gambit so damn bad.
Was it also the fact that she was from Louisiana? Did that help any?
I don't think at the time it clicked enough for me to care. I just love the accent because that was never a thing with me. Like at the closest I came to like interacting with somebody with an accent was somebody from New Orleans,
Mm.
but because nobody ever talked like that around where I grew up. But that is just the sexiness, the hips. She was drawn perfectly. I'm also the kind of breast man, and the long hair with the colors, and she was just so seductively badass. Yeah, it was just
I would say it was more big hair than long, but I get it. Like she
yeah,
was she was definitely like a lot of volume in that hair. Definitely out of the
pop,
80s.
boom is what they would say, I guess.
Yeah.
A lot
If she had a favorite band, it would be Motley Crue.
yeah, to say so it's funny because that transition because to go from her, I feel the exact same opposite way because they go from her to um
Suke.
oh my god, oh my god, I don't binge that whole show and I'll never get that time back. Um,
Suke. I stopped after season 4, man.
actual freaking wife, suck
Suke.
oh
I'm sending you the clip of Sean and Gus dressing up as vampires, and Gus just going Suke.
oh my god, bro.
And you're right. You don't really have much of an accent. If you were in Ohio, people wouldn't know that you were not from Ohio. It's very interesting.
But yeah, I guess fun. How did you like Halle Berry's Storm? You like I
Do I gotta slap you? Like, why are you asking dumb questions?
uh,
I mean, like, it was like the Storm character was trash, but it's Halle Berry.
yeah,
I will eat that shit. Don't worry about it. Well, not literal shit, but like, I will eat it. Like,
yeah.
she's gorgeous, and I like for some reason her with like white, and then like, what was the movie where she had like silverish gray hair? Like, ugh, no, that was a different X-Men movie. Like, I loved it. Like,
Yeah, last he's like that was just a different experience. Yeah,
it was.
uh,
But like, yeah, she was
Rebecca.
great.
I think the peak performance and the stalwart of that particular first set of installments goes with Rebecca Romaine. She killed it as Mystique.
Mm-hmm. I agree with you. She was pretty damn solid. Speaking of pretty damn solid, this week's episode of Lucha Underground.
Yeah, so
Tangent.
the freaking Cuerno got a win, uh,
Yay.
which would be very up and down as the series will continue to go along. But that was cool to see, and obviously Drago was watching as the prey watches the predator and all that. So
So we get some up and down nonsense, but the next point of conversation is going to be they're giving Pentagon promos finally, and not speaking promos. Thank God, because I never thought he was a good promo guy. But they're doing the karate, like he, rescinded to the mountains of Tibet to learn how to break arms, because he couldn't do that in East LA.
Yeah. You failed the initiation process.
He broke someone's kneecap by mistake, so they sent him away to Tibet. So I liked it. This is when I really thought that Pentagon started to get promoted properly. What did you think of the vignette of Pentagon snapping elbows?
You know me, I always appreciate those type of things. It's just interesting again watching it in hindsight because obviously this is building because he has a story and whatnot. Because that guy, like I said when he first started, he couldn't get a win against a Drago,
Mm-hmm.
which is no knock. It got to a point where it was becoming repetitive. And for somebody who looks as cool as he does, coming off of the conversation with Drago, um, he kept coming off like a sidey, almost like a henchman. Like that's how he kind of came off coming out with Chavo. And it's like he looked cool and he did like cool moves. Like when he stuck his arms out, kind of did the Hogan thing, the Hollywood little shuffle, whatever. But yeah, I think the stuff like that helps. And obviously, with it being the first season, they got to acclimate you to these characters, specifically guys like Pentagon, because he doesn't speak English.
Mm-hmm.
Have to connect you with him in some kind of way. So
Definitely looking forward to when we start hearing conversations of his master or whatever it was with the eventual reveal.
hmm
God, Lucha, what was that? Ultima Lucha 1 was fantastic. One of my favorite shows. So then we get Pentagon serving as the second to Chavo. He's taking on Phoenix, who's being seconded by Sexy Star. This was a WWE match, best way to describe it. Excuse me. Phoenix didn't really show too much. Chavo, kept it pretty much, on the mat, and he worked, the legs a bit, and he healed up, and eventually I think Chavo won with is it the
frog
camel
splash.
clutch?
Frog splash.
Frog splash.
Yeah, Phoenix went up top. Pentagon distracted him. Chavo knocked him down, and then hit the frog splash.
Oh, that's right. He crotched his own brother. Oh, and Danny Trejo's in the crowd. Yay!
That's right. Machete.
The machete.
But yeah, that was it was interesting going back and watching it because it's like when I found out they were brothers, I was like, what the? I sounded like stupid. What the deuce? Like what? Like, what? They're brothers. Like yo, man, that turned into a whole thing because I don't know if they ever really made that like a thing. They actually kept them separate. So for them to go back and forth the way that they did in the early beginnings was interesting. But yeah, like you said, kind of WWE fair. And then Sexy Star got on the mic afterwards and threatened Chavo with the return of Blue Demon.
Yeah, because that scares me. A 50-year-old wrestler that I beat up easily before. Yeah, whew. They really didn't know how to book Blue Demon. It's like his first match he wins, and then they take him out with a chair. I feel like they could only afford to get him for like 2 or 3 episodes, and that's why they did it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going with your theory because he was always touted to be more important than he came off.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was never really. I'm like, this dude is touted to be this legend, but y'all got him sitting up here like, you know, y'all treat him like a Sandman who don't never really kindle nobody.
uh, didn't they write off Demon after he faced off with El Macias, Mil Morte?
Yeah, because because I'm like, I know they didn't kill him off, but I think he got beat up too bad, and then like you said, I think that they was like, he's not worth the check if he's not gonna be, um, so.
Yeah, and I think that's like a big issue. Like that should have been one of their Ultima Lucha matches, and I think they ended up putting. They didn't. If I remember correctly, Ultima Lucha 1 had um, Mil Muertes with someone that really didn't pan out. Let's look this up. Ultima Lucha 1. No, not Ultimate Lunch one. God damn it, Google. Lucha 1. There it
Ultimate Launch 1. Evolution of the Launchable.
is. Mortes defeated Prince Puma for the title. So yeah, I was right. Someone who didn't pan out.
Yes! Like, if you like, like there was Prince Puma and then there was the Jaguar guy.
I'm never gonna live that down, am I? Man, it took me 6 years to realize that fucking Puma was wearing a Jaguar mask. Ugh. Ugh. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, Puma's always going to be real to me because nothing happened after it.
There was no one before, there was no one since. No one went. No one left to go to WWE to ruin their careers. Ugh. By the by, we were saying Gable Stevenson last night. It's Gable Steveson.
Steveson?
Yeah, there's no N. So that was throwing me for a loop. Because when I was typing it up this morning to port it over, I was like, Gable Steveson. Are you sure, Google? No N? Are you sure? Fair enough. All right. So anyway, then we get the next moment of conversation worth mentioning is the debut of Cage, coming soon to Lucha Underground. And I just got to say this: this was the lamest promo for a guy of his intensity. I think he was throwing around some people, but like most of it was just like him working out.
Yeah,
I feel like
time.
Schwarzenegger was directing this. Yes, pump the iron, pump it, do it.
Your muscles, get them to the chopper. Do it now, do it.
Use your muscles to bend the chopper. So like, yeah, it was kind of a lame promo. But whatever. Any thoughts on the promo?
Yeah, I mean it's just it's Cage working out. I mean it's not really like that's the guy you have, like you said, doing some stuff to take guys out with those big megalodon arms he got. Instead of working out, because and when you see somebody that looks like that, it's like he's either eating, sleeping, or working out.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So him working out is like, oh, he's gonna come and curl you to death. Like, okay.
No, thank you. So that takes us to the main event, which was 20 odd minutes long, and dude, I checked out.
I think my favorite thing about it was like we're so used to those homogenized ladder matches in WWE. I just appreciated the fact that the reason why like they were slow climbing because those were the rinkiest dink ladders. Like those ladders were discontinued that they were using. They had to be. So like when they climbing up there slow because they literally feel like they're gonna die. Not because like, oh my god, it's so far. Oh my god, I can't. Like it's not that. It's like no, this. Am I going? Do I need a tetanus shot to be put my hands on this like that?
They got them on discount because they were recalled. So they're like, hey, can we buy these for like $5? And they're like, sure, we're just gonna destroy them anyway. Sweet.
Like to the point where it became a thing. Another great part of the match, it became a thing. Big Rick was like, nope, not doing it. No. Hey, you, henchman to me now. Like that was good.
I think the best part was watching the face near the climax of the match on Big Rick, like when he saw Mundo climbing, he's like, no, like, just knock him over. There's 2 fucking ladders.
Yeah, cool spots. We got another Danny Trejo sighting.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, a lot of involvement with a lot of involvement with the henchman. With that's stand affair with the Big Rick character. But yeah, I dug it. Like I said, it's hard to get interested in a ladder match now because it's just like I said, it's been so homogenized. You kind of know the formula of it. But this felt real because it's just such a nice grunge to the temple in general. And then, like I said, you add those rinky-dink ladders and all the high flying action between Mundo. It's also nice to see get back when Mundo felt important instead of drip and freaking like moist TV. Like, what the hell is this dude doing? So it's nice to see him feel like he was important again. You know.
Well, he took the paycheck to go and make money, so like you know what they say, Marcus. If you want to be a whore, you need to accept what comes with that. And Johnny Mundo's a whore.
Like I guess I mean
He
like
will do anything Vince pays him to do, and we've seen
I
it.
guess we can get right because if he's not wrestling, he's gonna be trying to act.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
And we've seen his promos, but Marcus, have you ever seen his movie, whatever it's called, Bounty Dog or Johnny Dog Bounty Hunter?
I
Amy
didn't check that out.
Johnny.
I watched his Hercules movie.
He had a what now?
Yeah, he has a Hercules movie.
Where'd you
And,
watch that at?
hell, no. Uh, uh,
You made me cackle.
oh, shit in hell. But yeah, it's not good. It's not good at all. I was looking forward to Boom because I feel like he put the most work into that to the point. Isn't that like the movie he mortgaged his house for? The
No, he sold it like outright. I'm pretty sure he sold it out because like I remember him saying something like he was homeless or like he was sleeping on his friend's couch or something like that. Maybe he did just mortgage it, but still, like, why?
remembering that? Well, no, because he that was before or after Lucha doing it. I don't know, but he went to Impact after that night in WWE, so I'm pretty sure he's more than recouped. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why I'm like, if he put that much into it, like I could at least gotta check it out for something. But you know,
I don't feel as compelled. He made that decision. I don't need to suffer too.
like that's a no for me, dog. It's
Both Boone the Bounty Hunter and Hercules Reborn are on Tubi. So if you want to watch them for free, you don't have to actually pay for them. So there's that. All right, so oh god, Kevin Sorbo is in this. Ozric Choi is pretty dope. Who's Dominique Swain? I feel like I know that name. Quentin Rampage Jackson. Who's Dominic Swain? She was in anything. Oh, she was Lolita in the movie Lolita. So she hasn't done anything since 1997. Fair enough.
oh.
So the main event, it was long and yeah. Finite. Any thoughts on this week's episode of Lucha?
Another highlight as always, the lovely, vivacious Melissa Santos. Great outfit, great as per usual. Like I said, the opening shot of the show. Chef's kiss, and yeah, it's getting like you said. We're gonna eventually get to, like you said, probably one of the best shows, one of our favorite wrestling shows in Ultimate Lucha. It's just a slow building process throughout the first season, and
Very
like
slow.
I said, eventually we're gonna have an episode where Chad likes it completely. Uh, but that's probably gonna be one of the shows with a majority of Katrina.
I'm doubting I'm ever gonna get back there. It's like I'm going through all my traumas again at the same time, simultaneously, and they all suck. Hey, by the by, in Boone the Bounty Hunter, James Duval is in it. You don't know who he is, but I'm about to tell you the only role you'll ever know him from. Do you remember Independence Day?
Is he the dad that died?
No, remember the oldest son of the dad that dies?
Yeah, the one with the he's a photographer or something.
Something like that. And he's always wearing flannel, and he beats up his sister's boyfriend, and yells
Yeah.
at his dad for being a drunk, and then like his only other redeeming quality is like
Cries when he died.
yeah, he cries, and Adam Baldwin's like, "Your father died a hero," and he's just like, "Yeah, I know."
and scene. Okay, can we
Brilliant
get you
career.
to put feeling into an XI?
No, he didn't even say yeah. He's just like, I know. Yeah, he's in Boone the Bounty Hunter. So, no, he's in Hercules Reborn. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, don't watch those movies. Save your life. Save your time. Do anything else. Anything else. Become known in your animal husbandry group for something. I don't know. Take up planting. Stare at a wall for an hour and 48 minutes. All more entertaining than anything Johnny Mundo has ever put on tape. And I'm counting his promos. Sorry. It's just the way it is. RealNerdCorp.com. RealNerdCorp.com. We're on Twitter at NERDCORP. Marcus can be found on Twitter at ParadoxKid, ParadoxKid.
That's me.
You can also find him on his other podcast, The True Penny Show, over on Twitter at True Penny Show, TruePennyShow. I'm on Twitter, Chad Nerdcorp, ChedNerdCorp, and on the Instagram at Chad's Photo Hut. Be sure to check us out there on all the socials, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, and all that good stuff. We're done with Lucha Look Back. We'll see you guys next week for another edition of the show. Be sure to tune in Mondays, 10 p.m. Usually, we're going to talk wrestling, and yeah, record some more shows. So with all that being said, Marcus, we're done. Goodbye. Good night. Thanks for giving it. I forget all the fucking rundown. Fuck it. Screw it. Marcus, take us home.
Good night, me.
And watch more wrestling.